Morning with Max. Hey folks, good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever you may be. Welcome to another Morning with Max. Good morning, Brandon, Syntheta, Zenxor, Zadrid. If you don't know me, I'm Max Porter. I'm the writer, editor, lore keeper, board game designer, stream runner, and various other things here at City State Entertainment. And we are working on the MMORPG Camelot Unchained. So, good morning, Valgoth. So it's another morning with Max, and I usually go over the streams we had over the past week, just in case you missed something that you want to go back and find on our YouTube or Twitch channels. So, yesterday we had an office stream in the morning, which was fun, and then we had Coding with JB in the afternoon and evening, and that was awesome. His stream, he had a very long title. It was very descriptive, and I just call it programming. But you can check that out. I was working on API stuff. It was super cool for those who are into programming streams. Back on Wednesday of this week, I did Storytime with Max. We didn't have anything during the day, but in the evening I did Storytime with Max, and I read the Becoming Picts Part 3, but it was Part 2 of the reading, so it was the very end of the Picts Becoming story. So if you want to go and listen to that, you can. Back on Tuesday, we had an office stream in the morning, and then we had 3D modeling with John, where I guess he was making materials for an Arthurian ballista. And that was cool to see taking shape as well. Back on Monday, morning with Max, of course, and then in the afternoon, there was Environment Art with Dion. She streamed her work making level of detail stuff for willow trees. So it's very cool. Today, of course, we have the end of week wrap up and Q&A. Probably with Mark, but maybe with another special guest. So that's this afternoon, as always, at 4 o'clock our time. Check that out if you have some burning questions or you just want to know about the week's progress in a live video update. Tomorrow, I believe we are hosting Building in Cube with Swazi. The awesome backer Swazi is going to be building some stuff in Cube and explaining tips and tricks, I hope. And there you have it. Good morning, Valdi. So, today I am awake, so I don't need caffeine, so I'm just having water. But it's especially awesome water because it is in a Darth Vader cup. What are you folks drinking? Oh, I see, good morning, Dartwell Reaper. And good morning, Brandon. How was the board game you had last Friday night? Oh yeah, I did a board game night last Friday night. 1 week ago. Yes, it was awesome. Actually, I got Gabe, who's a programmer, to try a game that was new to him, which is super fun. It's called Sheriff of Nottingham, and I think it's my favorite game for like introducing people to modern kind of alternate world of board games. Zadra's drinking water as well. Valdi's having Diet Coke. And Brandon just says coffee for the win. Maybe I'll have a taste of coffee later. A smidge. So, how's it going, folks? It's another beautiful day, actually. We've had a couple stormy ones and then a series of beautiful days here. So, feeling more energetic. Brandon, ever play any D&D light games, i.e. Mice and Mystics? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. I think you're speaking of just various RPGs, really. Tabletop RPGs. But yeah, I love Don't Rest Your Head. Kind of the nightmare horror RPG. And then my wife got me the Mice and Mystics. Oh no. Well, I know all about Mice and Mystics, but I don't have it. I get it confused with the Mouse Guard RPG, but which I just got for my birthday last year. But no, you're speaking of the RPG light board game.
Is that going to be an update?
Say hi to Tim.
That one's actually already. That one's been up for a while.
Oh, and Bull. Bull's not getting away without saying, "Oh, nice." Throwing the horns, are we?
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns. Well, that is. I can't believe that joke isn't made more often. Zadra, chilling off work today, hoping for a test this afternoon, hoping MJ requires my alpha services, but we'll see. As always, I believe it is dependent on how things go today. I don't know if there is a plan specifically for a test or not, but it usually depends on how things go. Sorry, Darkledge. Just kind of a morning host stream. Here to answer any questions about Camelot Unchained and the lore for it. Okay. Syntheta, will Max be my pocket healer? Sure. If you catch me at a test. In the actual game, I'll probably play a mage or a heavy fighter, one of those two sort of extremes. Just let me watch it. Will the characters from the Depths stories ever show up in-game as an Easter egg? I wouldn't be too surprised. Are you speaking of the characters from the Great Depths Raid stories, or from the Silverhands? Just Let Me Watch It. I assume you mean the Great Depths Raid stories, but the Great Depths Raid Chronicle, but yeah, the raid stories. I wouldn't be too surprised if they did. But you know, that kind of thing is a long way away. Got to work on important foundational stuff, get into Beta 1, all that kind of thing. So, fun stuff like that will definitely be pulling from the lore, etc. Hey, John. Someone needs to, just to keep up the tradition, because it's been like 3 days in a row now, someone needs to ask John what kind of Cintiq he has. Because I can never remember the specs. It's in one side of the one ear and out the other. Just Let Me Watch It. Good to hear. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the lore for the game for a reason. But, you know, it all depends. Don't know if those characters specifically, but anyway. Valdi, anything special planned for this weekend, Max? Not a gaming thing, but I think we're gonna go into town, into DC to look at the cherry trees. They should be kind of just past their height, but this way we can avoid some of the crowds. Zengzor, how come there's always a large, empty, unorganized desk behind you, Max? Well, it's not a desk, but you see there's the, I guess this is a desk technically, and then that is the gaming table we rescued from Old Mythic. They were closing down just the building, and we took it apart and brought it here and Bull put it back together, and we've played, it's like a tabletop gaming table, so it was used for that, and then now it's a computer parts building area with many different things. Fireworks there this weekend. Awesome, John. Yes, it's the junk corner. So, every now and then it gets a freshening up. Brandon, glad you aren't rushing. There are a few YouTube vids on the death of video games due to people rushing to release by a certain date. Yes, we are. Mark talks about how from very early on, it's in the founding principles that we will not rush. We will take our time to get it right, and not release a buggy mess. It's very important to us. So yeah, not rushing. Sometimes we're definitely behind, but we're catching up. We'll get there. Spring cleaning, says John. Well, it sounds like you're volunteering. Valdi, so non-CU question. I'm trying as much as possible to be lazy and just remote in from home to work. Any good recommendation remoting software I can install? I don't have a good recommendation. I am not the right person to ask on such matters, but I am sure if you ever catch one of the Seattle folks, they will have plenty of information for you. Can't rush a great steak. That's right, Brendan. Yuzaro, anyone else having a day off today? That sounds nice. And Monday too. That's awesome, Yuzaro. Leveline, I view these streams now and then, sometimes asking questions, sometimes just observing. Well, thanks. As you have a nice hat, are you the guy thinking up nice stories for the rest to get into? Well, I'm glad you like my hats, but, hi there, Morian79. Leveline, yes. If you're asking me about thinking up nice stories, yeah, I'm the lore keeper, writer. So I write the stories kind of together with Mark. He writes, sometimes he writes them and I rewrite them, or he reads them over and kind of makes sure that I'm moving the lore in direction that he, that fits with his vision for the game. Does that answer your question, Lave? Dave Booth. Hey Max, do you need C++ programmers at the moment to help you with coding? We just might. I'm going to give you a link to where our jobs listings are. So hopefully this goes through, Dave Booth. Sometimes the chat app... Yeah, it looks like it did. Don't mess with the bull, you'll get the horns. I know I did that wrong. Anyway, that's where you can go to check out our listings, and you can get the right email to drop us a line. So there you go, Dave Booth. We just might. Thanks, Sleepy Germ 210. Cool, Dave Booth. Point your friend our way. You've got that link, so... Brandon Logue, just a thought, it would be nice to see NPCs in CU that were the old characters from Deok, if it isn't a copyright infringement. I don't know. Different game, different thing, some similarities. Max, are you Gryffindor? John asks me. Some say Gryffindor, some say Slytherin. Only the hat and I know the truth. Yozaro, do you have weekly, monthly meetings, or are those part of the stand-ups? Yes, those are part of the stand-ups. So we actually have meetings 3 times a week. And in about 10 minutes, I'm going to have to shut down the stream and go join the stand-ups myself. It's your thing, Dave Booth. Wow, yikes, Valdi. Gotta watch out for that. John would be the weird janitor with the cat. Oh, you mean Argus Filch. So you'd be a squib, John? I don't know. You may have seen John create some pretty magical things in ZBrush. Just let me watch it. Will we learn more about the world on the other side of the veil? Or is that gonna remain a mystery? I guess we'll have to see. Just let me watch it. I myself don't know too much about the world on the other side of the veil. So we will have to see. We will have to see. We may learn a bit. We'll definitely learn a bit more as we learn more, particularly about the strange beings, the entities that came through. John couldn't afford Hogwarts. Well, there is that. Does anyone remember the name of Filch's cat? Mrs. Norris. Oh, my wife reads those books pretty much twice a year. So it stays fresh in the mind. I'm also excited for the next Fantastic Beasts movie. Yeah, I thought the acting in it was absolutely superb. Oh, just got a bunch of messages on the YouTube chat. So probably the chat app has been messing with me. Leveline, very much so. I just admire someone who can keep focus for the amount of time game development would take. A creative scatterbrain myself. Yeah, it does require focus to write things, I guess. OMG, hi. Pat O the Trick. Dave, I've been hanging around like a bad smell, waiting for you guys to make this game happen. We are trying our hardest. We will do it. Yes, the 3D models were awesome in that movie, John. So I guess John would know. Pat O the Trick on the YouTube chat. Is there an alpha server running all the time, or are there times when you just start one up for testing? So we have like a bleeding edge kind of server called Hatchery. They'll have dragony names that we keep up most of the time, and IT internal testers usually have access. Then there's Wormling Prep and Wormling, and then also now Fledgling, which we take up and take down at various times for testing. And so when we bring in alphas and occasionally bonus beta 1 backers, we're not in beta 1 yet, but sometimes we let beta 1 backers into the alpha tests. So we bring those up for those specific tests and then bring them down later. Just let me watch it. Is there a favorite race in the office, or are you all pretty split? Definitely split, yeah. I would have a tough time picking the race. I love all the giants. Mostly because I'm really proud of their stories. But I like all the races in a way. Laveline. I don't do much testing due to the time needed to update. But recently I appeared on a small island. Is the deadly water no longer deadly? Can we swim, wade? Last I checked, we still had lethal water. But yes, we will add swimming at some point. It's just not a priority right now. Murbo, morning from Auckland Airport. Morning. Where are you headed? Valdi, what faction will you be playing at launch? I'm sure you play them all, but which one first? Tricky, because you forestalled my all of them answer. First, probably the Tuatha De Danann first, and then maybe Arthurians. And then Vikings, probably. But I mean, it's a ways away, so it may change my mind. Thanks, Valdi. John doesn't have one, working to make it more and more difficult for you to decide. Got some pretty badass characters heading your way. Awesome. Murbo, back home to Sydney, delayed to a 4 a.m. flight. Oh, that sucks, Murbo. Good morning to you. Murbo, I hope, I don't know, I hope you can catch, 40 winks. Dongzing. Old hardcore Daok player here. Love the 8v8 style of open world PvP. Any chance of that playstyle being valid in CU? To some degree, I think so. I don't know exactly. I'm not the game designer. So you'd want, for more information about that, you'll want to catch Mark Jacobs or Ben Peelstick on stream. But I will say it's something they've talked about before. We have information kind of related to that on our wiki and website. So I don't feel I'm not able to give you like a really clear answer myself, but I hope there is information out there, and it's certainly something that's thought about. All right, well, the call is going up for stand-ups, so I gotta head over there. Okay, well, I'm not going to see the resume myself. Our HR person, Anna, will see it, Dave. But very cool. Awesome. All right. Bye-bye for now. See you later. Join us at 4 o'clock our time, so that's in 5 hours. We will have the end-of-week wrap-up and questions and answers, Q&A, probably with Mark Jacobs, but maybe with someone else here at the studio. So thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and see you later. Oh, and thanks for joining me. This was a great one.
Morning with Max.
You're awesome too, Motogo.